Hi and good afternoon everyone. In today's session we will be discussing on what exactly is new media journalism and how is it different from the conventional journalism. Maybe we can start with the processes which we generally do when we are working on conventional journalism, and then what we have to adopt to get into the new media journalism. The basics of journalism stands strong at both the points, whether you are working on conventional journalism or you are into the digital media age and on to the new media journalism. The basics of 5 Ws and 1H remains stronger and stronger. And if you are very careful and strategically involved into that basics, uh, conventional journalism and the new media journalism has only a very thin line of difference. But that thin line of difference has to be very carefully handled. When you are working on new media journalism, there is a lot of research required, more than what you have already done on conventional journalism. There, because of the space limitations and other factors, we can start from a point where the current situation is there. But in uh, new media, the digital journalism, you need to have a backgrounder where things have to explain in a proper way, and then the current scenario has to be expressed, and maybe in some cases you have to even explain what is going to be the future all about. So this is where we have to be very careful. And Indian universities and journalism institutes, new media is being taught in a very uh, sober and what do you say, in a upper levels, where it is being told that it is to be very techno savvy. In that sense, you be and then become a new media journalist. I think it is not just being techno savvy will help you in building up wonderful stories. The creative thinking process has to work in a way that technology uh, will adopt that and create a sense, a sensibility towards the story by the readers. So, to create this, what we have to do is plan a story, work on it, research on it, and then uh, segment it with the content that you are looking at. It can be text, it can be images, it can be audio, it can be video, it can be multimedia, and in some cases you can even work for multimedia. And to support all these things, in between we can also use infographics, which is the trend of the day. Once all these things are coming together, what really happens is that people engagement to that particular story increases. It becomes interactive. The public, the reader, is now curious to know more. So they will be interacting with the editor. They will be interacting with the people who are being quoted in that particular story, and that the kind of interaction which makes a good sense of a kind of a something which is like evolving into a different level, wherein people are happy to know the facts, and then their point of views are also involved into the story, which makes them more involved, interactive. So this is what is new media journalism is all about. There are a lot of technicalities, technical softwares, technical gadgets which you really can work on for developing a wonderful new media story. Uh, I think institutes and universities are really updating their technological knowledge base and sharing that information to the students, which for the next few years it is going to be the boom of content that is from the new media journalists like you. So, with a kind of bandwidth incremental things happening, like 4G is coming, and later on 5G will come, 6G, all these segments, like it's next 5 years if I take it for a serious consideration in that matter. More and more credible stories, wonderful stories of new media segment has to come up, and then that will be delivered to the kind of gadgets which may be even developed in the coming years. It is not just the smartphones and the digital tools which you are now available. But maybe another 5 years, a lot of other things can also come into the scenario, and then they all require quality content. So the basic thing is that work for quality content and don't compromise on anything for that particular scenario, which is like you work for quality content and that's it. Nothing more and nothing less. Thank you for listening to me.